must be not easy to work with such high-end clientele. People, sometimes they don't really know what they want.
I mean, as an architect, sometimes you have to be a psychiatrist and a mediator. But I love challenges because I really learn from every client.
What are the trends at the moment that are driving the architecture?
I think in Dubai, we don't follow trends anymore. We set our own trends. They love quiet luxury. It's not about gold and shiny material anymore. They want the house to tell a story about them. For them, it's personal.
What would you say was the craziest demand that you ever had?
There was a car that was in front of the house, and then that car would go inside the house. So we had to create a platform that goes inside and outside of the house so they can showcase the car inside their villa.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
We have an imagination as an architect and designer, but not everyone would have that. And sometimes, we do VR.
You can do VR?
Yeah, we do that.
That's a new era. What advice would you give for those who want to build for themselves?
I always tell them to.
Hi everyone, welcome to Keys to Dubai. In today's episode, we have an amazing guest, Ali Mohammadioun, who is an architect, and today we're going to talk more about real estate and building beautiful houses. Welcome, Ali.
Thank you so much for having me, and what a beautiful space to have this conversation.
Thank you. So Ali, when it comes to real estate, architecture is of crucial importance. I personally think Dubai is amazing when it comes to it. We have so many buildings, so many projects.
Yes.
Very unique ones. Not talking just Burj Al Arab, Burj Khalifa, the tallest buildings, you name it. We are unique. Being an architect here, how does that feel to you in such a competitive market?
Being in Dubai for many years, it gives you a unique opportunity as the culture and the society always encourage to be the first in many things. And when it comes to building and innovation and creating the number one in everything, Dubai would be a great playground to do that so.
That is so true. That just reminded me of Sheikh Mohammed saying that when we build Dubai, not only we want to build the best, the most unique, but we want to do it fast.
Yes.
How does that happen? Is it possible, when people come with the projects, to deliver on time in such a fast pace?
Yeah, there is great competition in that. So we have a lot of contractors that they deliver projects instead of having delays, sometimes months earlier than the deadline. So innovation play a big role in architecture, and when it comes to architecture, real estate, and this project. Also, there's a push also from the government, and there's actually great support for architects to give them the confidence to deliver this sort of project. So for me, I started very early, and I had the opportunity to grow here very fast compared to other countries.
I love that. When you say you started early, when was that?
I actually grew up here in UAE, but I studied in Canada. So I started my first firm here around 2013. And then from then, I have done many projects. And for me, as a young architect, I had the opportunity to do great projects at a very young age. And I don't think it was possible anywhere else. And then, you know how real estate is very interconnected to architecture. So I had to actually have the knowledge of real estate. So I try to learn about real estate and know that this is directly connected to architectures and the project that we do. So many of the projects that we do actually, it gets sold in the middle of the project because they have great offers associated with the boom of real estate nowadays.
I love that. And in fact, you and I, we had a meeting and we were discussing it, talking about you being a little bit in AUS, going to Canada studying, then coming back. So you've been here for a very long time. You know Dubai very well.
Yes.
You know the market, you know the real estate. So I would like to talk more about what is in demand when it comes to architectural design, when people come to you, what they want, what people want?
It's vary from different people and what they want. Dubai is very multicultural, and I have all sort of clients. And people to people, client to client is very different. But wellness is huge now. I can see people, they want their own private spa, infrared sauna, meditation room, private gym. Obviously, we have cinema and bowling alley that was before, but now wellness play a huge, I mean, people really value wellness into their properties. That's what I see. But it's varied, especially here with being having very multicultural people. So the demand of the people is very different. And I like challenges. And usually I have crazy demands.
Ooh, I love that. That's a very interesting topic, actually. Challenges and demand. What would you say was the craziest demand that you've ever had?
One of the projects, actually, we did an indoor-outdoor pool. So they wanted the pool to come inside the house and outside the house. And with the Dubai weather, it was actually very challenging to do so. And having a window that, that separate the pool.
I know.
But there are different, there are a lot that I cannot talk about.
Of course, it's private properties, I understand. And
yeah, but Dubai, especially with having a lot of high net worth people, so we get opportunity to do a lot of innovative and crazy things. I actually did a house that there was a car that was in front of the house. And then that car would go inside the house, so in the living room. So we had to create a platform that goes inside and outside of the house, so they can showcase the car inside their villa.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah. So you need to be a very skilled and experienced architect in order to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great team, and I also work with different engineers and specialists for each project. Sometimes internally, and we have a lot of experienced people in the UAE, and sometimes we use international team to be able to deliver what the client wants.
It's very interesting. You said international team, yet you are in Dubai. What made you choose this place? I know you probably work internationally, but yet you are here mostly. Why is that? Why Dubai?
I mean, I grew up here, so it feels like home. And Dubai, gave me a lot of opportunity as a young age, the safety in Dubai. And it's not a huge city. I mean, it's growing very fast. But at the same time, I remember during Corona, I did not have any issue. You know what I mean? When they were like, you really feel like home here, and the comfort and safety, I think, is a plus.
That is so true. I couldn't agree with you more. The safety and the playground, the billionaires are coming, all the demands for the crazy architecture, and you have to entertain that.
Yeah.
And I think you're in the right place when it comes to that. Okay, Ali, I would like to ask you, what are the trends at the moment that are driving the architecture, talking about Dubai market?
I think in Dubai, we don't follow trends anymore. We set our own trends because people have high demand for very unique programming in their house. And based on their functionality and durability and everything else that is important, they love quite luxury. It's not about gold and shiny material anymore. It's about quite luxury. People don't like to show off in Dubai. They want it to be about them. They want the house to tell a story about them. So for me, I usually try to understand their lifestyle. I go spend time with them. I go for dinner. If they like to host, do they travel a lot? So that actually is the start for me to design a house or interior of a project.
I love that.
Yeah.
The other day, you and I spoke about art.
Yeah.
And I believe when it comes to real estate, design, it plays a major role. And I know you yourself, you are a collector. So what do you think when it comes to art? What role it plays in the interior when it comes to Dubai?
I mean, I always, since I was young, I grew up in arts and craft, and that's actually shaped my love of architecture. So I always had that passion. And then as I were working into people's home and architecture and interior, I realized how important is arts and how personal it can be to people. So I have a lot of clients that they have no knowledge of arts. I introduce art to them and they're really enjoying it because for them it's personal. So when they see that art piece during exhibition and they talk to an artist, when they understand the story, and once they purchase it and it's on their wall, they like to tell the same story to the people that they have in their family when they're hosting. So I think it's an exciting and also a good investment today. And it's been really celebrated in Middle East. So what we can see, especially during Art Dubai, Abu Dhabi art, it's getting bigger and bigger. And then I really enjoy that. And that was the vision for it years ago. I mean, before that, when you were thinking about it, it seems impossible. But now we are the art hub of Middle East and we really enjoy that.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And I love the fact that you have this eye, not only for the architecture, for the art, for interior. I think it's also interconnected.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next question. Who is your favorite architect And what would be the project that he's created that you love the most?
I like John Noel and I wanted to use an architect that actually did many projects in the region, and especially Louvre, Abu Dhabi. I think that's one of the most beautiful buildings that we have in UAE. That's one of my favorite architects.
But that's an excellent question. Okay, so you have to create something that will be similar, I guess. You are heading that way. I think you're very influential in the market.
I love to design a building that is related to culture and art, and I have the passion for landscape. So I was thinking of a museum of cultural dialogue about like local culture, because we have amazing local plants. So it was a dialogue between the local culture, local artists, and also local plants. So that's my dream project, to create a museum for that.
That's amazing. I love that. Ali, so the real estate in Dubai, the playground for millionaires, not only those who want to live here, but those who buy for the return on investment. They invest and they want to rent it. Any advice you would give to those?
Actually, we do a lot of projects like that. It's a little bit of different strategy when we focus on the projects that are only for rental, but we try to spend wisely. Still, we try to be very, use a durable material, so over time it would not age, be sustainable, and we create a very, very nice design, but then the change of material would not be personal to the client. So we would do something that would be more pleasant to other people. But of course, the design is a very, very big factor, and the finishes and the functionality and the programming would have a direct effect to ROI that the client will receive. So, and we do a lot of projects like that, even of like a luxury penthouses. And then we do projects that are like ultimate. So it's not about the client, but they want to create a palace, almost like, with all the programs that you can imagine, so they can have a crazy rental. I mean, we see the houses that in Dubai that was rented, for $5-6 million a year. So there is also client for those sort of projects, and the ROI is great because they're unique. So there are a lot of people that come to Dubai right away. They want to move to something that is ready, fully furnished, fully personal.
Of course, convenience. It is so important. So I love the fact that you can accommodate those who want to have a house for themselves and those who just want to invest and make it an investment. That's very good. So,
and the good part is actually we have clients that we actually design their own house, and then they have other property that is for rental. So when we understand each other, even for the rental property, we go with the direction that we spend a little bit less, but still we go for the same design language, because at the end it's the same client and it's to their taste. So once we understand them, one day, even if they're going to use that house for their daughter or for their son after they grow up, it would be still pleasant for the family.
I love that. That's actually brilliant. And speaking about that, like you can help people first with their house, and then you just can continue working with their portfolio, diversifying into all sorts of... Do you do commercial?
Yes, we do. I mean, once you understand the client, after the first or second project, you don't need to talk sometimes. So it's like, I have this property. So,
right.
And it happens a lot that I do the same with the offices and the vacation homes in Europe or around the region for the same client. So that's actually what we do now a lot. So for the same family, and then their son, they grow up, we would design a new house for them. So that's quite common.
Okay, I love that.
And we do a lot of commercial, yeah.
Okay, so you are expert in everything.
Our focus is in a high-end residential, but we do a lot of commercial. We have done a lot of hospitality. But I like challenges, and I like to learn. We do a lot of landscape indoor, outdoor space after especially COVID become huge. So people really value their own outdoor space when they had to spend a lot of time in their own house, and also about the interior, but also the outdoor space is being celebrated a lot more than before in UAE or anywhere else.
Of course. No, you're 100% right. Because here in Dubai, with this lovely weather, we can be outdoors pretty much 7-8 months in a year.
Yeah.
So of course, it's very important to create home, not only inside your home, but outdoors as well.
Yeah, and then that connection, that flow between the indoor and outdoor, I have a really good understanding of that, and people really value that now.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like the connection between the desert and the sea. So I always say that, but then we bring greenery into it.
So I guess Dubai is truly the place that you love to be and continue creating.
100%. I think gave me a lot of opportunity, and is an amazing playground, especially today, to create something unique.
Ali, there are quite a lot of people who want to come to Dubai, buy the land, choose the location, create their masterpiece. So for those who come here and they want to do that, what advice would you give for those who want to build for themselves?
I usually suggest them, with all the social media and, Instagram and Pinterest, people see things and they think that's what they want. So I always tell them to make it personal and trust the journey. So trust your team. Sometimes we disagree, sometimes we agree, sometimes we work with one person in the family, sometimes we work with the whole family. So advice that I give them, just trust the journey and trust the team that you actually brought on board to deliver the project. But for me, it's very important that they don't follow the trends and they actually create their own sanctuary that is about them. Then that space will give them the right functionality and then the right journey and every day. Because the home can actually change your mood, change everything. So it's a space, it's our own sanctuary. So trust the process.
I love that. I love this advice. Don't follow the trend, follow your heart.
Yes.
That's actually brilliant. Because you're creating a space where you're going to spend every day creating memories, your family, your close friends. Absolutely. And I think that bit of advice
it should be about them, for sure.
It's very valuable. Do you recommend people when it comes to location? If, say, I come to you and I'm saying, Ali, so I want to build a house, where do I get the land? Do you direct them? If it's like Dubai Hills, or, Al Furjar for that matter, or do you give recommendation to those who Emirates Hills?
Yeah, all the time. I ask them actually if they want to be by the sea. If they want to have a bigger land, then there's areas for that. They have to pay different prices for each area. And I always do that, actually. Okay,
that's amazing. So you do guide people from the very beginning.
For sure. A lot of people have actually been here for a long time, especially now there are a great amount of projects and, there are islands and, we have different new locations. We have Dubai Hills, as you mentioned. So even for the people who live here, sometimes they're confused. And then also for the people that, we have a lot of, millionaire and billionaires that are immigrating here also. They come to me and they ask for advice. Sometimes they want to buy even a ready-made villa, but they pay premium, sometimes $100 million. But then once we go in, they want to change everything. But because they want that specific location and it's priceless. So I suggest them, okay, if you really want these villas, you have to get one, but inside everything has to change. And we do those sort of projects.
I love that.
We try to be sustainable as much as possible. So we keep as much as we can. But then, they want it to be personal.
Of course. Yeah, it must be not easy to work with such high-end clientele because people, sometimes they don't really know what they want. But I know you can accommodate their needs.
Yeah, as an architect, sometimes you have to be a psychiatrist and a mediator. But I love challenges because I really learn from every client. So, I teach them something and they always teach me something as well. So I think that exchange of information is priceless.
I love that. It's very inspirational. And I personally think that being an architect in Dubai these days, it's such a valuable profession because you truly build the city. You're part of what's happening, and you put your touch, your soul and your heart that will stay here for many, many years and going to be inherited.
Yeah.
It's not just the interiors, it's just the pieces. It's like art as well, I think.
Exactly. Like we have been here since, 2000, early 2000, and seeing the city being built and how it's changed and how fast it started to change is very exciting. So it's really feel personal. Every project that we do, it feels like, I'm adding something to the city that I love.
I love that. That is extremely empowering, I think, for you, inspirational.
Yes.
And we need more people like you. Ali, so how important is to design the home that is sustainable?
It's a very important factor in the region right now, and especially here where Dubai government enforce, to have solar panels, the glazing that we use for the facade to make sure that we save energy as much as we can. The material that we use, not only they're sustainable, but they're durable. So they will stay for many years and they don't have to change it. We also use a lot of local manufacture to just reduce the carbon footprint. So Dubai actually encourages sustainability, and we are using a lot of, local craftsmanship and companies that are doing well here that we have actually right now compared to the past. So it's a very important role in the job that we do.
I love that. And I love the fact that you do involve people who produce locally.
Yes.
Supporting the local economy, I think, is of crucial importance as well.
Yeah, this is another, I think, responsibility that we have as an architect here. And the clients, they understand that and they celebrate that nowadays. And it also does reduce their bills for their AC and everything else. So the way that we design sustainability is playing an important role.
Of course, everyone talks today about the green planet, taking care of the planet and reducing the bills. I think it doesn't matter how rich you are.
Yeah.
People care for that.
Yeah, like we use a company, for example, for natural, parquet. But then with every tree that they cut, they plant another tree. So we go towards those companies. And when we explain the story to the client, they actually celebrate that. It might be a little bit more expensive sometimes, but they know that they're not harming the nature as much. So, like there's small and little factors that we use. But at the end, especially clients now very knowledgeable about that and they celebrate it. And at the end, they save money.
I love that. That's actually brilliant.
Yeah, even for the design. That's why I was talking about, we don't follow the trend. So if the design is timeless, it can stay for many years. But if you follow trends, trends like disappear. So that's also as a way of, celebrating sustainability.
I know. I agree with you. Ali, so I would like to ask your advice to those who are just starting as architects in Dubai.
I mean, I always tell them to be curious, be innovative, don't follow trends, do collaboration, and follow your hearts. That's, I think, simple words that I can say.
I love that. That's a brilliant advice. And of course, listen to your clients and try it. I love that you said, I try to understand what they truly want.
Yes. And it's quite happen often that the clients, they're confused about what they want. So for me, sometimes they want a fully classic house, and then we sit down with them. I explain everything to them. I actually go to their house a couple of times and I realize actually this is not what they want. And we totally change everything. So for them, they really have to understand the client and then they will get the best result. Because at the end, that client will live in their house, not the designer.
And in fact, that's very interesting because I've worked with architects when it comes to creating a home. I've changed my mind several times. And I'm like, oh my God, I want this, then I want that. So when you see that the person, let's just say following, I don't want to say the wrong path, you see that they're not sure. Like, how do you guide them in the right direction?
I usually start creating actually mood boards and I give them options. So we do a lot of rendering in 3D in high quality, so realistically. And then once I put that in front of them and I explain to them and how it actually would function towards the lifestyle that they have, quite often they really understand. So because we have imagination as an architect and designer, but not everyone would have that. So we can explain to them, but honestly see and they feel that space. And sometimes, we do VR. So we put the VR glasses so they can actually see themselves on the space. So that really helps for them to convince them.
You can do VR when it comes to seeing the design and architect and experience it?
Yeah, we do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's like a new age. That's a new era.
Yeah, I mean, we started VR, I think, 3-4 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like they really enjoy that because they can actually have a walkthrough through the house.
I love that. I want to have this for my new house.
Yeah.
Would you be able to help me with that?
What? For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be an honor.
Virtual reality home.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's brilliant because you can see it and you can get the feel and experience it.
Yeah, technology play a big role now in the presentation to the client and also designing the house. The smart home is a big factor in their home now and people love it.
I agree with you. Smart homes are the future and it's so common in Dubai. A lot of new constructions, you see they incorporate it and lots of new projects. It's a smart home, everything's digital.
Yeah, exactly. Like the houses that we design now, people control everything on their phone. It's not about socket and switches. I mean, of course we have socket, but the switches, slowly disappearing. And that's also, I think, sustainable because it's less material, less plastic, less brass, and then they can control everything on their phone. And people always have their phone. So why not, you can control every room that you are in terms of sound, temperature, light on your phone.
I love that. Mm-hmm. How do you keep on with that? Such a fast-paced, when it comes to...
that's challenging. I mean, we really self-educate ourselves every day. We read about it, we attend, exhibitions, and design is always evolving. And technology play a big role in the houses that we design right now. And people love it.
I know. It's so inspiring. And Ali, I have to say, it was absolute pleasure to have you here today with us. It's a lot of insightful information. And thank you guys for joining us today on this podcast. Stay tuned and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.